So as a final step, we'll walk through writing and accessing the web app. It's pretty simple from here since we've already created everything we would need. So in Azure, we're going to go to create a resource and we're going to select web app. So we have the Azure subscription as a generic subscription we've been using all this time. And for resource group, we've already created one called Fire1. So we'll just select that there. And now we have to enter the web app name. This has to be exactly what was specified earlier in the redirect URL when registering the client application. In this case, it will be app demo 2, but whatever you entered back then should be entered here as well. We're going to be publishing the code only. And so for the runtime stack, let's talk about what this is. So the runtime stack defines the technology stack used to develop the app. In this case, we'll select the .NET Core 3.1. So .NET Core is a new version of the .NET framework, which is a free open source general purpose development platform maintained by Microsoft. It is a cross-platform framework which runs on Windows, Mac OS, and Linux operating systems. So for the .NET Core framework, it's used to build different types of applications such as mobile, desktop, or web apps that were like the ones we're building today. So we're going to select that, and we're going to be using a Windows operating system. In regards to region, we're going to use Eastern US, as that's what we've used before and everything. And we're ready to review and create. Alrighty, so now we just press create and wait for it to create. So since the app is available now, we're going to press go to resource. And under development tools, we're going to select app service editor preview. And from here, we're going to press go. So select and go will open an app service editor, and we can enter the HTML code for our app here. Now that we're in App Service Editor, if we right-click here and enter a new file, we can enter the index.html file that we want to create. So we can get the code for the index.html from this Microsoft Documents website. Here we have the HTML that we're going to use to create the web app. So if we scroll down, we can see here that this is the code that we'll use, and we can just copy it. Go to windows.html, and we can paste it here. There are some things that need to be changed in this code. For example, we need to enter stuff like client ID. We need to enter the server name, server tenant ID. So again, we'd have to save that from before. So I'm just going to copy my values. So for my client ID, I'm just going to enter my client ID here. That's my client ID. Azure tenant ID. This is my tenant ID. Now under Fire Endpoint, we just need to enter our server name. And for the scopes, we also just have to enter our server name. Alright, so in total we had to make changes to our client ID, authority, Fire Endpoint, and scopes. Alrighty, so this automatically saves. So now we're going to go back to our web app resource. And when we open the URL found in the page, we're going to be prompted to this page that says, welcome to the Fire Patient Browsing application. When we sign in, we're going to have the name of James. So just for reference, I posted multiple times, which is why James showed up multiple times. It wasn't shown in this tutorial, but I pulled James multiple times because I entered it multiple times. But as you can see, we read the name, James. All right, and just like that, we created a web application to read fire data. Thank you very much for your time. Bye-bye.